All right, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and it's your boy Dave coming back at you live, and it is a happy Tuesday. Hope you guys had a fantastic night of sleep, and here we are for another brand new trading day. Let's get started here with our market news. We got the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ Composite managed to hold on to their upward momentum in Monday's trading session. The S&P 500 ended flat, up only 0.23 points at 5,344.39 after moving back and forth between gains and losses all day. The Nasdaq, meanwhile, advanced 0.21% thanks to Nvidia climbing 4%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was the outlier, pulling back 140 points or 0.36%. Investors will be watching the Producer Price Index, which already came out. A measure of wholesale prices that's due out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. A Dow Jones Consensus estimates expects a monthly gains of 0.2% in July, in line with the previous month's reading. All right, so that's what we got here this morning. It's a little interesting week with the this morning at 8:30 PPI numbers that came out, before the CPI. Usually we have the CPI coming out before the PPI, but we have the CPI coming out tomorrow and already came out 8:30 PPI numbers. So let's look forward to seeing what the market has in store for us today. Getting into the watch list, let's just go into the number one gainer, VEV, currently trading at 21 cents a share. And right now we're looking for that 25-cent breakout, which has not happened yet. But, we'll see if VEV, we can maybe get in earlier at the VWAP. Right now, it just looks like it got rejected, the VWAP right there at 22, 21 cent area there. If we can get the VWAP rolling nicely there, I'd like to see this thing going back up towards 25 and then the 25-cent candle break there for the official play. But other than that, like I said, this is the number one gainer. So kind of have to keep your eyes on it, not turn your back around ever. 108 million volume has traded so far. This is a Canadian auto manufacturer company at a 45 million float, so a little bit of a mid-high float name. There is no new news this morning on VEV, so just keep that in mind. Quite a lot of few micro pennies a little bit on the gainers list this morning, but let's get into the next stock here. APLM, this is another micro penny stock, currently trading at 28 cents a share, and stock is up 81% right now, trading at 20. We're looking for this area here, which was for the 37. So obviously this is probably not going to happen anytime soon. Much better entries ahead. I saw this guy at like 18 cents and didn't really think much of it. I thought the press release was positive, but the price was just too low for my interest, so I just ignored it, which was probably not the best thing to have done, since APLM did run up very nicely all the way up to as high as 39 cents a share. So right now we got a 10-cent discount down to 29. We'll see if this is going to go down to the 200 EMA. Make sure you guys look at the overall pre-market history, excuse me, overall activity of individual stock, of how they ran on up. So this particular stock has started as low as 500 EMA, so it can come all the way down towards the 500 EMA, which is sitting at 21 cents a share. APLM, let's talk about this company real quick. Market's going to open up in 3 minutes. This is a USA biotech company at a 57 million float. So this is a high float name, and this came out with an announcement of positive preliminary data of this verbretinib in patients with non-CNS and MET fusion solid tumor from its phase 2 SPARTA trial. All right, so that's that. Moving forward here, we got CXAI trading at $2.42 a share, and right now is a top third gainer. So CXAI earlier, excuse me, guys, we had a nice trade here at 250 break and hit all the way up to $2.68. So this was a PT hit, a nice little meal this morning. If you guys caught it with me, USA Software Company, 11 million float, so relatively a little bit on the lower float side. Came out with a after-hour news yesterday announcing largest expansion deal and strategic multi-year agreement with Google Cloud. So we have that PR headline from after hours. AKTS moving forward here is a top fourth gainer. It's also a micro penny stock. So again, we got, like I said, we got a lot of micro penny stocks this morning on the watch and the top gainers list. 11 cents a share, USA Technology Communication Company, 103 million float. So another really high float name. On slower days, unexpected slower days, we could potentially look for these higher flows to get a nice, steady yet slowly but surely movers. Received an additional purchase order for $13 million XBAW filters from existing tier 1 customer. So we have that press release headline. Market's going to open in 30 seconds. Last but not least, I am putting GCTS on our watches. I actually was my favorite trade of the morning on GCTS, guys. This is my favorite price range on GCTS. I like the sub penny stocks, anywhere from $3 to $5 range. And this thing just kind of popped up nicely in favor for us here at the breakout earlier. If you saw or caught it with us at this 450 area and got all the way up to 490, which was a great sell point there. USA Semiconductor Tech Company, 29 million flow, and that they did sign an MOU with Samsung to accelerate the development of 4G, 5G chipsets and modules. So with that being said, market is open. NQ has been just running up all the way up to deviation 2 line. And right now you're probably going to watch for the crack of the uptrend, which again, as the direction has been uptrending, at the close, what's it called? Here in the first 5 minutes, expect a potential, close watch for a potential reversal, since it's just been heading in this one direction here all the way up. So my favorite stock right now this morning is actually, I think I'm gonna get towards CXAI, just because you guys know I don't really hit it too big with these lower price stocks. I'll get in, make like $300-500. If I end up hitting it big, I'll make over $1,000 at each trade. But right now, I like to see the CXAI is popping back above this 250 line. I'm gonna have to clear my throat. Excuse me 1 second. All right, I have to mute myself. I don't want you two guys hear me just coughing like some old man here. All right, so we got 265 coming on up. That is the next area that I have for the breakout. That needs to happen. So once again, previous line you can use all over again. 250 was our previous breakout line, and now here we are, 250, and then we got a new high of the day. We got a 265 candle break line. Here we go. Okay, so now you want to pay attention here on CXAI for the halt up at 310. Okay, CXAI looking very good. I think this thing probably maybe wants that $3, 315 up halt. There's a new high of the day. Beautiful. So if you missed a 250, you had the 265 opportunity. Up halts all the way up to $3.18 now. I'm gonna lock in just a little bit before $3. Just being smart here. 322 up halt. So $3 breaks. We still have all the way up towards another 20 cents there. As long as momentum looks good and chart allows it. But this is initial good first opening spike. So definitely when you see something like that, higher lows and higher highs, lock in along the way, and then set your stops higher. Now we are above all indicators. VWAP is a higher above 10 EMA. So use the VWAP as your current support. If you missed all of these entries, then you can look for a potential re-entry back at, 265. If not, I would just sit tight and see if there's any other names that might be shaping on out, in which case right now I don't see anything. So my money and my nose was on the money here. So good to lock something in, and then if that comes back at 265, that's going to be the area that you want to see it hold, and then go for that next leg up. 265 cracks, then you should have a stop below that, or unless you want to go all the way down to 250. So you just got to do the math quickly, and just figure out what you're comfortable with. Right now, we're still at 322 up halt. Me catching these type of trades every single day, just knowing where the best potential is going to be at market opening and in pre-market is how I make over $1,000, just easily every day. And you can do that too as well. Now, obviously, if you're going small position, aiming for $100, $200 day is great too, or $50 day, those are all great too. So again, that's where I started in the beginning, making $50 a day consistently, and then $200 a day, $300 a day, and then just being consistent is really the key here. We got 325 up halt here, moving on up. Okay, 325 up halt, just got that nice juice here. Stock is on SSR as well, so short sell restricted. If you don't know what that is, you can check out the pinned messages on the stock chat. As you know, stock's up 89%. Be on the lookout for that 100% mark. VEV is number one gainer, so let's not forget about that one either. Man, I don't know what's going on with my throat this morning. Yeah, VEV just got a VWAP roll, basically came down to 500 EMA bounce, but we have that 25 cents still very strong resistance. Right now, CXAI is my number one watch and play still. 328 up, Paul, they moved it up. This is where the momentum is at the moment. So if CXAI starts dying, then you can probably expect VEV to get the herd there and start moving in. Right now, I got CXAI and GCTS both in the green, and then watching VV here on deck coming on up. So I have a shares ready to go, fired up at 25 at breaks. Obviously, not as much as the other ones because I'm not a big. I already told you guys many times why I don't go in big shares as much on these smaller price stocks below $1, because the brokers that I'm with, unless you're on Fisher Price platforms like TD Ameritrade and like Webull and Robinhood and all that, it won't matter. But I'm not on those Fisher Price platforms to trade. So, all right. Anyways, we got this coming up to $3.20, $3 here on CXAI, still looking good. Wait for the first red candle here. We have not seen any doji or any signs yet. But I would suggest it is coming up towards 100% mark. So just keep that in mind. CXI approaching 100% mark. So I would think, if you are relatively on the intelligent side, which most of you are, 93% to 100%, you only have like 7% room left though. I mean, I would lock in a decent amount and then let the rest just go on a cherry on top bonus money instead of range order. So you have a next, or trailing stops, whatever you feel comfortable. The basic point is no one should go red on these trades. Everybody should be making money. Only reason why you're not taking money is because you're greedy. Okay, we got 335 up halt. This thing really wants to spike on up, seems like. So 335 is a new up halt now. So that is a juicy new higher up halt. Right now, we're just enjoying the squeeze here. Okay, just every candlestick on the Heikin Ashi. I only use Heikin Ashi, you guys know that. is making higher lows and higher highs. Again, if you are brand new and you're tuning in and you have no idea what the heck we're talking about, I mean, come on, guys, take the 30 days, make sure you watch all the videos, and then take the course, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then, I mean, tune in every day and then start asking questions if you have no idea what's going on here. Most of us here have been here for years, so we know the drill every single day on what to look for and all that. But if you guys got any questions, open up a ticket, or you can reach out to me personally here. We got 338 up pulp now. Up pulp is 338. They're moving it up more. And Q is just kind of, stuck at that deviation 2 line, as you can see here. This is the highest indicator line we have, so it is quite toppy, I would think. So now it made a lower high. We could look for that thing coming back down to the trend line, but overall market conditions are green. So the deviation 2 line, if it gets candle start closing above that, we will continue to go up line to line to these lines as your target levels. Okay, so right now making lower highs means what? Potentially we should be passing back down towards this line here, this trend line here, or back near that 14 EMA. By the time 14 EMA comes on up, we should be around this 18.25, I think. All right, 338 still. We're starting to build a little bit of a doji here, so be on the lookout. We have a doji here forming. That means an indecisiveness is approaching. So we got 20 seconds. The next candle is going to be very important here. We could still set up for a 10 EMA bull flag, but I think this 10 seconds is very important here. So I'm just saying, we got a doji here. So that means that you have to have your hands on the mouse and be ready for what's to come. Right now, the up pulp did get raised to 342. We got a doji and a flat top red at the moment, but it could still close green above. So now we got a Blue's Clues line now that just gave us very generous 285 line. Now 285 is a candle break line now. Okay, CXAI 285 candle break line now. This is our golden. That's going to take us to the 3+. Right now, that is resistance. So draw a line at 385 and let it come down to 10 EMA. And now, we still have potentially 10 EMA bull flag, but 10 EMA cracks. Yeah, this thing is going to go down, back down to the 265 next. So watch the 10 EMA. I'm going to put a line at 285 here now. Yep. See how the trend line cracked as well at the 285. That doji came. That was your signal to be up. Let's start getting ready for potential pullback. And then know that this 10 EMA didn't crack yet. So now 10 EMA testing. Mark watching for 10 EMA bull flag. If not, 265 support test, and then 250. So know your support level. Have it ready. VEV is starting to rev. On up here, so we are looking better. By the way, I'm going to pull up VEV now. So you see how CXI, exactly as I said, CXI starts running down or cracking, VEV is going to start breaking up, because that's how the herd, this is how I'm telling you the game works. You need to get ready for the next hottie. It's all about hopping in and hopping out quickly and knowing where the herd is going. The next hot party. You don't want to be that loser still staying at the party when everybody's left. Now, CXI could come back up later, but again, if you are if you want to get back in on it, again, those support levels are there for a reason. Previous resistance are support levels. Okay, 25, 26, we got a 39-cent up on VEV. Herd is here now as CXAI cracked. Hopefully you guys heed the warning at that doji. That was your flash sign. Again, it's so easy. When you see green, all you gotta do is wait for that signal and then be ready. That signal wasn't necessarily a sell signal, but when it had the next candle with a top flat red, that was your moment that is looking not as great on the bull side. All right, so we are on VEV right now. Higher lows above all indicators, kind of back to 24. So that's not really, still building higher lows is all we want to see. 39-cent up pulp VEV. Let's go ahead and make sure it's building higher low. So 10 EMA kind of pulse back down. That's okay. We just need a nice 10 EMA bull flag and then see that thing. You see how right now though on VEV, then technically get that candle break above 25. We need this candle break above 25. VEV needs Heiken, Ashi, body closing above 0.25 wicks so far. So I like it still though, because it's still building that it is trying. And there's no other candidates at the moment. I will say APLM is testing down to the 500 EMA. So if you are like one of those cheapy guys ready to grab some, testing 501, just giving you guys a heads up there. That is the lowest EMA there that we like for the nice scoop dip here. The breakout traders right now, VEV, still on it. 40 cent is the up halt. Okay, NQ is breaking out, as you can see. You see how it came down to this line here, to that trend line, like I said, and it bounced off, building higher lows, and it's probably going to do a higher high, which it's got to break the previous high of the day and make a new high of the day. Here, same thing here on VEV now. We've got to close above 25. You see all these wicks, they're like little devil sticks poking, you know. We got to close above it. We got to get the eagle here building its nest. I will say though, on VEV, got a 40 cent up pulse showing now. So just be patient. VEV, again, it's not your low flow, so it's gonna take its time to, you know, kind of do its thing. Like it's or let me remind you, the float on VEV, it's the 45 million float. So it's just taking its time. Now we don't want to see this 10 EMA crack, because remember, this hero EMA is 500 EMA, so this can go all the way down to the 500 EMA. 10 EMA cracks, I would think this can go back to 501. So I'm just gonna make sure that 10 EMA plus that VWAP, they're all close by. Okay. Right now, I'm not really, you know, concerned with VEV as much, just because again, this is a small, low, you know, price stock that I actually only have right now 5,000 shares, and I'm gonna add more if I see that candle closing. So I'm not concerned here, because I have small shares, because I wanted to get in. I said it looks like it's breaking 25, but I didn't get the confirmation. So I'm reserving my ammunition, so to speak, until I see that nice closing here. Let's not forget about CXAI. Like I said, it's not necessarily dead, just to make a new high of the day again. So right now, while VEV is taking its time, CXAI is still doing its job to try to get that 3+. So let's go ahead and take a look in the meantime. Well, I'm hoping VEV kind of sets up for a 10 EMA flag here as well. So VEV, watching for 10 EMA bull flag now. CXAI, I think I told you that 285 line is still the same thing, not a single candle above 285. So that was a good little mercy exit for those that failed to take the profits earlier. Okay, I think that was a really big sell point here for NQ. So good little spike on up. Anytime it makes a new higher high, that's a good selling point, and attracts the shorts to come in. All right, where's VEV? What's going on? All right, here we go. Come on. Let's get it. 40 cent up pulse still. All right, I think we are closing above 25, so that's good. That gives me a little bit more confidence here. So we are 0.25 closing now, support. We don't need to be risking more below 23 now. 23 below stop for me. So I'm keeping it tight on this one just because the 500 EMA is all the way down at 18, 19 cents. I'm not gonna, play around with this little kiddo all day long. So I just need my target prices to hit, and I'm gonna nail and bail and go to the next stop. Let's keep on seeing this thing rising on up. Stock's up 160%. So we'll love to see this kiddo go towards 200% next. Kiddo as in VV, excuse me. So that would be nice.
Yes, NRDY, NKLA.
If you guys just want to hear Holly Bot, you want to get on Discord channel, voice chat. You're not gonna really you're only gonna hear me on the Zoom. I think you might hear background Holly, but nice and steady. This is a higher float, so it's gonna take its time. Okay.
Paso Brothers, Final Apps, 4, DFPL, UPST.
Okay, we're testing 10 EMA again. The current high of the day is 27.3, 0.273. We're off by 0.07 cents. 0.007 cents. Right now, 10 EMA still holding 23 cents. I don't want to see the body closing below 23. Then that's when I'm going to be out, because I'd rather let this thing just gonna go all the way back down to 500 EMA or retry again at the 25 candle break. So I mean, we really don't want to see 25 crack or getting the Higanashi closing here below. We got this 40 seconds still. So I'm hoping the bulls start scooping back up here and go for it. Let's see. NQ making another new high of the day. So spike up and then another higher high, sell off, and then buyers are still riding this upward trend line. So again, this is bullish. Not really seeing a whole lot of. I think CXAI is trying for that 285 candle break. So be on the lookout for CXAI 285 right now. They are constantly trying. Let me pull up CXAI right now. I already told you about what you should look for in VEV, and that's completely up to you guys. Right now, CXAI, I'm waiting for this 285 to candle close, and then you got 330 uphold on CXAI.
DLX. NRBL, NABL, TAGA, ABYL. LGBN. SLRN. ACDC. AVAT. Big feedback. NRDY.
Okay, this 285 just saying we are gonna need a solid break. This is the best candidate for our usual trade stock. I mean, sub penny, like I like this range better than obviously VV. It's a little bit slow for my taste on VV, so I think that's gonna go all the way down to the 500 EMA next. So just be mindful. That's why I don't go in big with those names. Just, I mean, like to go in more on these my favorite range 285, 334. I'll pull. It's a little bit slower day, so I'll just be smart.
HRTG. HRTG. Yeah. RGN.
So right now, I'm just watching for the confirmation at 285 candle break. You see how they're all wicks. So this is exactly why we have to be smart, be on our wait for that confirmation.
RNR. SLRN. URGN.
Okay, VB's testing the 23, so don't want to see that VWAP crack below 23. So I'm still gonna be patient. I mean, I have small shares, so I'm not really concerned with VB right now. Just want to see what CXA is gonna do here, if it's gonna do the 285 or not. So really, just those two are my top two right now, main focus here. Nothing much out there.
RTG. HRTG. BMGO. BMVL. BCID. RCH.
BV starting to bounce off 23. Hopefully it rides back above 10 EMA. If not, then that 23 VWAP cracks, then it's gonna be a small loss.
MPLY. TAVA.
CXAI still struggling at 285.
MR. SAM. CTLX. GOE4. Brothers. SPC. HUYA. DH. GWH. BMVL. URGN. Plays. ESOA. TWKS. MRBI. Brian. RCAT. BTSI. URGN. BTSI. CLBT. URGN. CAVA. DSIQ. SPC. ARQT. ULCC.
Wix. 285. APLM, if you guys got that 500 EMA, seems like it's sort of flatlining at that support there. So we'll see if it's going to be able to get a curl or not.
ATXS. BTSI. AMTX. NRBI. NBLY4. RDDT. SPC. MTRE. ATXS. TPS. MTRE. TXG. ATXS. No. GOE. SMR.
Okay, so
HXS. HTR. MBLY. apps.
NQ still doing its higher lows and higher highs.
RDDT. AMTX. Oust.
Yeah, see, you see CXAI right there. Just knowing that line at 285 is so crucial. Imagine everybody just constantly buying into 285, thinking it's going to go without confirmation. They're constantly getting wicked.
AMTX. ST. NR. XS. RDDT. QST. Alt. AZFT. NG. Links. NABL. GDRX. LN. apps. TPST. AMTX. Braille. Braille. RDDT. APLM.
All right, so just pretty much everything is dead at the moment. APLM is going off okay from the 500 EMA.
RCA. Maps. BHS. Dot. ST.
Hey guys, be patient.
HUYA.
Wait for this candle break at 285.
PML. TST.
I want to see one more new high of the day here on CXAI starting to do that. Close.
Diet. Diet.
Oh. Slow, 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 but be patient.
MTX. Maps. GNLM. ART. BMBL. SMR.
Okay. CXAI, just a slower day, guys. You have to be patient.
Maps. TPST. LL. NABL. H. T. More. ARQT. TPST. PRMs. AMTX.
So yeah, I mean the only losing trade for me this morning is VV. Minimal loss, went in a small position, and took like 180, $151 loss. So no big deal there. But everything else, I mean, CXAI, we creamed it earlier. GCTS was nice. APLM never got the 37. I think I'm gonna retract that because I mean this came all the way down to 500. He may never got a 37 break, and better to just look for those dips instead. So I'm gonna go ahead and update some plays. Just a little bit slower day. Hang on tight, guys. And I think I had a lace for a $5 break, which don't think that's gonna do anything today. Let me double check. Yeah, no. So I'm gonna retract APLM and lace. I'm gonna leave CXAI. This is gonna be my probably the next trade if we can get the 285 out of the way. So let's just narrow down our focus. Lace and APLM retracting these.
BTSI. CPIA.
Okay, so you can see CXAI now without that 285, we're not in, right? We're just waiting, sitting on our hands. And that's it. Like literally everything that I trade every day is posted in the Discord every day. And that's exactly what I trade, guys. Sometimes I may miss even a play, but most of these trades I take. So CXAI check, GCTS check, VV loss. That's exactly what it is right now. So right now we are back to 265 now on CXAI. If you rather want to get in on these dips, so be it. But I don't like how the 10 may curl down. It's making lower highs. It means that's going to potentially make a lower low and a better chance to look for that thing come down to 250 unless it's 265 holds and then tries one more time at the 285. So that's what we will be waiting for. Okay. Yeah, right now NQ seems to finally have some red candlesticks here on the Heikin Ashi 5-minute chart. So after hitting deviation 2 line, I think we're probably gonna have to come back down to these areas again, to the trend line again. So be on the lookout for that. It's making lower highs and should make a lower low from previous candle. I think is what I'm gonna be watching for, unless that current line it becomes support. But overall, Nasdaq up 233. SPY, Dow Jones are all up for now. You know, I'll just mention ZPTA on the side watching. Oh, speak of the devil, just made a new high today. Yeah, I was watching on the side. It's been slowly moving on up like a turtle. It broke that previous double top pre-market high at 63 cents. Just hit about 65. Not worth chasing now. It's a little too late, in my opinion, unless 63 becomes support.
NRTY. DLL. ERTS. NG.
But looks decent there.
AGNY. Legs. TRNR. ADNT. YT. Y. CATS. SMT, BLM, CPTA. TGL, TRNR. CPTA. PWC, BCYT. EMT.
I'm just waiting for Enki to hurry up and pull back down to this trend line here. It's what is it doing? It's in the overbought territory for a while, and I mean, it just needs to drop. Needs to pull back, man. Well, guys, I mean, hate to say it, but ZPTA just kind of took off. So if you decide to take that 63 and became support, look what happened just now on ZPTA coming up to 70 cents now on the top fourth gainer here. So just wanted to give you guys a little bring attention there. That was kind of nice there. These micro penny day, man. I mean, they're bumping today. These low little tickers. So CXI is about to get a death cross. So again, that 285 no go. We're waiting to see if it's going to get back up later. VV already took a loss. Like I said, 23-cent stop there below it. I'm going to be out. I'm out. A lace retracted that. I mean, man. So there is APLM back at 500 EMA2. You know, maybe ZPT if it comes back down to 63 could be a decent dip level there. ZPTA 63 support. Not really sure if I'm really that excited to trade this, but if anyone's interested in that, you can keep an eye on 63 level here.
BPIA. MPLY. LT, LUNR. RCAT. TNDM. EMPL. EMD, UKMG, ORGS, EMD.
I'm just watching ZPTA here. 63 here needs to bounce if you're interested, but I'm just sitting on my hands, guys. It's a little bit slower day.
NRD1. BLO, TNDM.
Okay, so NQ came down towards that trend line there. Which is going to be near the 14 EMA. I'd say let's just kind of revisit some of these other names that kind of moved on up. Let's be on the lookout for Golden Cross. So that's 10 EMA, Look for stocks that were on our watch list, 10 EMA, curling above the 50 EMA. Okay. So VEV is one that we can look at again. I mean, I know it was a loss earlier, but if we can see that thing going back up to the golden cross, which right now the 10 EMA is trying to curl up, it's very close to the 50 EMA. If that happens, I mean, there might be a little scalp opportunity, but we have a 23 cent here VWAP. Once that happens, and then the golden cross, I really think VEV has another shot for it to redeem itself today. It's got 241 million in volume. You saw yesterday the I'm not sure if anyone stuck around. I came in and saw after hours yesterday, noticed that the G, what was it? That play we did, GNLN. It was just so stupid. That was the only loss. I actually was up, and then I took a loss on it yesterday, and then only to see it go up. I think it was an all-time high or something. It was crazy. It went up to like $20 a share or something. So it's just one of those things. Obviously, I don't stick around for the afternoon for that. It is what it is. Once I cut it up, I cut it up. I don't have regrets. It's because I had other things that I like to do for the afternoon and not stick around all day to watch my charts bleed. But that one ended up being nice. So I think VEV with this kind of volume, look for the stocks that are at least 10x average volume. Like pull up VEV, and what is the average volume of VEV? Average volume that trades at is 2.4 million volume. Where are we at today? 200 something, 40 million volume. That's crazy. That's way above 10x, right? So something like this, even though it's like 45 million float, these are the names that you really need to just sit there and be patient, wait for those dip opportunities. I personally want to see this thing going down to 500 EMA again, which is, like I said, like 19 cents, which kind of already came down near like the 20 cent mark, but we'll see if this VWAP roll is going to happen with the golden cross. So that's really the big thing I'm looking at. Just watch for the golden cross. The other one that is kind of active at the moment, like I said, is ZPTA. It's bouncing off or getting off the 63 again. So, it is unfortunately a day where I'm just not interested as much on these price name stocks. I mean, I like, but 63 to 68 now, just like that. So now if you look at the daily chart here, it does have room up towards 78 actually, because we got the 50 in the daily, and then as well as the back on the 15th of July, the high was 78 there, or 77, 78 there. So be on the lookout for that. I think NQ is like kind of trying a little bit to get back up, but we'll see. It's trying to wedge back up.
Fund. ORGS.
Getting this resistance line right now here, 18,800, 900.
OM. SK1T. From CX. Okay. ESOA. ORGS. IRBT. C. NRDY. ORGS.
Ooh,
F. ARHS.
EV is testing the VWAP right now. I like NQ right now, trying to spike back up a little bit. It is trying, so we'll see. It's going to be able to do that. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Someone asked me about what is the VWAP. There's no YouTube tutorials anywhere on it. It's basically when VWAP is when the price pierces through the VWAP and then back down to VWAP and then rolls up to higher highs. So that's what you want to look for on VWAP roll. Other than that, I think we're gonna go ahead and take a stretch break here in about 5 minutes. NQ is very bullish today, at least just as long as it stays on this uptrend here. It's respecting it very well. I think CXAI also is one of those sleeper names that hasn't really seen. I think there's still a new high today left for CXAI. If again, all of these stocks now, we need to look for stocks that are below VWAP and that are getting close to VWAP so that we see the stock being above VWAP when it does get that VWAP break, VWAP roll. I mean, man, CXAI has room on the daily, man. You know, it's got that room towards 350 really on CXAI. So with being a number one gainer, this one also has traded 80 million volume. It's only on average trades at 630,000 and being at 80 million by the late afternoon or so. I mean, by afternoon, it's going to be traded over 100 million volume. That's impressive. So I'd say let's really be patient. We have one play that's left is the 285 CXAI. So either that or you can wait for the VWAP roll personally. But I just think that, you know, knowing that 285 just has been such a big resistance line, like once I know that that candle break is confirmed, then it's going to go on nicely. So since knowing that we have more room to run, even if I'm late a little bit, I'm still going to capture some sort of meat of the move. And that's all that matters. It's oftentimes where a lot of traders that they go in at a price, even though it's confirmed, but by looking at the daily chart or something like that, and there's like hitting a lot of resistance, there's, you know, not much meat left on the bone, so to speak, right? Like CXAI here, you can see clearly as day, once we clear out of this zone here, we got 350 and then 4 up to all the way up there. And being a low flow today, this much volume, all of this just hits that criteria. CXI, yes, also has that largest expansion deal and strategic multi-year agreement with Google Cloud, even though that news was not exactly today. It was after hours that came out 6 p.m. yesterday. So not a lot of people may not even kind of understand that, you know, oh, they're probably thinking, oh, there's no news today. Well, I mean, this has traded already 80 million volume. It's not just, you know, hype from just some random little, you know, forward pump. This is, I'd say, let's be patient and wait for that area. So those two names that I think still have high of a potentials are VV and CXAI. So top two names to watch for another potential new high of day are CXAI and VV. So sometimes, you know, there might be like a random little runner that we haven't really covered that does pop, but it's not always that. So just gonna be patient and watch here.
West T. GOL. ARHS.
So someone asked me, a member asked me, would I enter on the VWAP roll? Personally, I mean, personally, no. Well, two reasons, because, well, first of all, like I'm kind of set right now. I could call it a day personally, so I don't really have the need, the desire to do so, because I already kind of did a good job securing the bag early in pre-market. Second, and then the second play as well, again at the market opening. Second is there's not a lot of room here. We know, knowing that there's 285 resistance. I mean, you could do a quick 10-cent scalp. I'm just not interested in doing a 10-cent scalp. I mean, you can still do that and then sell into 285. So, it's kind of debatable. I'm not saying it's terrible. I think it's good. I just think right now, I'd rather just go and wait to see if that 285 really does roll, because then I think we're going to get that momentum really heating up. So there's first phase here. You could try. It might work out. It could also fail, but knowing that, I mean, I think that 285 is that big special line. It's really up to you guys. I think if I didn't really have that profit secured, then yeah, I would probably try it. But right now, I'm just protecting my profits until I see that 285 go. So, you just kind of have to assess, knowing in your situation. So here we go, VWAP roll. Our VWAP roll is what we're looking to see if it's going to happen. Right now, the up pull is showing 322. Now, interesting enough is actually there is something you have to keep in mind on the DAS and on the Fisher Price platform. Fisher Price platformers on VWAP is sitting at $2.77, whereas the DAS users, we have it at 271. So that's why I like to compare those two and see which area is sometimes it's a little bit different, slightly different, 271 versus 277. So now, technically, for the Fisher Price platform users, they're looking at it as now we're testing VWAP versus the DAS users, which is the platform that I trade on, is already gotten the VWAP roll. So it helps to kind of gauge better if you like it at the early, depending on the pattern. I think right now there's just, I mean, it's a good start so far. It's looking good. So after that, 285 or 285, yeah. And then now they moved it up to 328. They're kind of starting to cook a little. Let me remind you one more time, much better to trade, in my opinion. Okay. With smaller real money shares than continuously playing on some demo account, sim account, and go in big shares on those. Okay, because that's not reality. A lot of you guys, think, let me just practice on a sim account and let me go in 30,000 shares on these trades and then come out making thousands of dollars. Okay, and you feel good. And now you tell yourself you're ready and you go to a funded account and then you get screwed up. I was on this X, the Twitter, whatever, X now, on the call yesterday, and some guy was saying about you should all trade on sim accounts. I said, while that is, for really new beginners, you could be on it to learn the platform. Psychological wise, it's not going to work out eventually. I've seen, many members over the past 7-8 years, they kill it in the sim account, and then when they move over, they get wrecked. And that's because they don't have that emotional, psychological experience like you do on the real money, because now your real money is on the line versus, oh, it's a demo account. I can F up, That's not how it works. So you need to, I think, like for example, right now the VWAP roll, try just go in 5 shares, go in 10 shares, practice giving, knowing that, you know what, I still have my money invested here or tied in here. I put it in, I put my chips. This is real money. And instead of just putting in $10,000 of Fugazi money and then being like, oh, look at me. No. So, because at the end of the day, you're here to learn and build a skill. Because, folks, if you're not coming in here trying to learn, all you're going to do is just follow the alerts blindly. You're not growing, folks. Okay. You might get lucky and hit a couple times, but that's not longevity. You're here for longevity, right? So, a lot of you guys that are invested here every single month, coming in here, showing up, that's what's all about. You need to practice. You need to build up that skill. So now we're at 280 now, right? So if you got it at the VBOT roll, small chip in, you could do five shares in or 10 shares, or if you feel 100 shares, whatever you feel. Someone, if you want to still have some skin in the game, then throw in a little larger shares that you feel really comfortable, and then chip in more, and then get out as you start seeing these red flags. Just the habit of practicing is gonna be building you and making you become a much better trader than following alerts and throwing out 10,000 shares on these sim accounts and blah, blah, blah. Now, on the flip side, with the futures, there's a prop firm accounts, which, that's great and all, which I think is great. But at the end of the day, you really got to treat that as a real account. That's why, it's so easy for people to just blow it up and then reset it again, blow it up, reset it again. I mean, I'll tell you that there's a lot of you guys resetting those every single day, so I'm treat it like a real account, guys. Otherwise, you're gonna keep on doing it over and over again, thinking it's okay. Next thing you know, by the end of the year, you're gonna see how much money you have spent, on the prop firm accounts, more than anything else on trading that you probably invested. So let's just keep that in mind. I want you guys to do well, but there's a point where you're like, okay, I need to figure out that new strategy that works and keep. It's okay if you're on a losing streak, as long as you're learning something new from it. But if you're not, learning from it, and I mean, obviously, you don't want to be on a losing streak forever, right? You need to start switching something to change. If you're not changing, then you're going to be stuck at the same place. You're going to get the same result. So as long as you're putting in an effort, at one point you're going to be seeing that growth. You may not see it right away, but if you're invested and you're patient and you're showing up and you're doing your job, then you're going to see it. Trust me. How do I know this? Because, hey guys, I mean, I've been doing this for 13 years. All right. I could have given up at the 6th year. I was very close to just giving it up in the 6th year. I had a big losing, trading, lost a lot of money. And I could just, I was having doubts. So like, I don't think this is for me. Maybe I need to go back. No. That's the weakness telling you to, give up after all those years. So you just need to keep pushing it. And then there's going to be, just right around the corner, you're going to hit that really big trade, or you trust me, it's gonna happen. Okay. So a lot of people just give up right before that hit that gold mine, man. And it's unfortunate because they were so close. All they had to do was just keep pushing, but then they ran out of gas, and they got burnt out. That's why you don't want to get pushed to pedal to the metal every day. Otherwise, you're gonna get burnt out. Next thing you know, you're gonna have to take a long break again and then come back. That's just reality. Sometimes people tend to do that a lot because they get so excited that, I need to have a really big day, and then they get burnt. Yeah, I need to have a home run day, bro. Like, and then, they lose a whole count, when way better to, hey, it's not a great day to be going in big, man. Why did I do that? Tomorrow, next thing you know, the next day comes and it's such an easy day. Like these stocks are flying left and right, and just, money's just flowing in, and you're like, oh man, if I had that cash now, then I would have just been right. See? So you have to be patient and not just get FOMO'd in right away. And there's a lot of things like that, right? But hey, take it as a lesson. Don't keep on sulking and regretting. There's nothing you can do at this point. Just got to learn from it. So 277, 332 up, Paul. It's taking a sweet time. I'm like talking and rambling, and this thing is still below 285. So, like I said, you could try, but I already know that 285 is the big line. Until then, I'm not like that crazy excited about it. Because right now these are just still little scalpers taking the 10 cents. Exactly what I said, right? People start going in here, 268, they're gonna scalp it 10 cent, 278, 280, you know. That's what's going on. Like I said, that's not worth my effort. I'm not out here trying to get 10 cents, at this time. It's better to do it early in the morning to build it up. At this point, I'm like, you know what, I'm good. Now, ZPTA, there is a new line that I want to share with you guys that we need to get a breakthrough here, because right now 63 is holding very nicely. And I do think that I think ZPTA has a good potential at 67 there. So be on the lookout for that one, since I think that has been doing pretty good actually. So I mean, if you look at the actual chart,
RTS.
there is potential. So just needs a nice breakout above that certain resistance line, and then it should do the job.
NRT1. LWA.
NQ starting to wedge out a little bit. This is the area. You see how many wicks there are above this line at 18,900. There's not a single body above 18,900. So this is a big resistance line. Yes, there's a wick can go up there, but there's not a single closing. Every time it spikes up, it comes back down. So that is a big resistance line. CXAI starting to brew a little bit. Let's see. I mean, it's tried. So another wick. Another wick. Now we know 265 is support. We did get a golden cross. We don't want to be in that point where it gets a death cross now. We got a triple bottom here now. So definitely 269 triple bottom now. Let's see if it holds that area there.
CWHTRQST.
Okay, I'm just gonna mention 269 triple bottom. At this point, you don't. I forgot to take a 10-minute stretch break. There is a play for ZPT at 67, by the way. So watch for that solid candle break at 67. And I think, it's got potential for that new high of day here on ZPTA. And there was a lot of other opportunities there for us to play, but I think 67, wait for that nice 67 candle break closing, and then it should get a new high today on this. Once gets that closing here in the next 50 seconds on it too still. So okay, new candle.
Rail, IRBT, DH, HFW, Rail, Java,
We need to close above it here, guys. You got 20 seconds. Okay. Need to see this close above 0.67 ZPTA here. That is the ideal level here. We want to see close and then go for new high of the day. Yeah, still wicks in 67 here, so we're gonna have to wait patiently for that 67 to close. I did throw in some shares, but I'm gonna wait for more throw out. So same concept like I did with VEV, where I'm just gonna throw in small shares and then throw more in once I see that candle body closing. That way I'm not, getting in myself trouble and ruining, corroding my gains. CXAI, I'm gonna pull back up while we wait on ZPTA. So yeah, we got 15 minutes and then I'm gonna be off the mic and that's gonna be it for the day because there's not much more to stick around for at this point.
OCSL, TSG, and NTLA.
CXAI.
AIMD. CDNA, AAP, EMS, DA.
328 up halt.
HUYA. ACHC. IRBT. PRTS. GRPN. CRSP. HNST. RST.
Coming on up.
Excellent.
332 up halt on this what's it called, ZP or CXAI. Yeah, and Q is actually bouncing and making another new high today.
But SFIX, FTDR, HGV, GR, HNST, HUYA. Swim. PYCRRBT.
Or not a new high today. I think yeah, it is new high on the NQ.
Oh. DTK. DTCK. Born.
Okay. You already know the drill. 285 is gonna be a very strong resistance. 332 up halt now. Just be very smart at this 285 if you're trying to take the breakout because we need that solid candle break. I'm gonna take a quick 2-minute stretch break and I'll be right back. But be on the lookout here on CXAI 285. Actually, hold on. I wanna be here for this. Only got 12 minutes anyways. Just keep in mind the guys that bought in earlier at the VWAP roll, they're gonna start locking in a little bit at 285, and then we want to make sure that we don't see too much sell off into 285. We want to see now new buyers coming in at 285 and then blow this up to 3+. Do we need to worry about offering on CXAI? No, we don't. Someone asked me. We don't have to worry about offering on CXAI. They got plenty of they're good. You don't have to worry about offering on CXAI. Honestly, you really don't have to worry a lot about offerings nowadays. It's just people are smarter now. I mean, it's not like the old days where, they got dumb traders. The traders are a little bit better. They're more intelligent now, they're not dumb. I mean, you learn from your mistakes. So people just don't easily fall into little offerings and stuff. Well, let me double check though. I'm gonna double check on the SEC. There is a S1 on the 24. Actually, on the 9th. They had it actually a few days ago. So 4-4, but the chances of it. There's always a chance, but I don't see that really happening today. It's 285. Like there, watch that 285. Yeah, you mainly want to look for S3 filings on stocks like this. There's no S3 here on CXAI, so they just had a registration of the new security on the few days 9th, and then prospectus supplement. So it's fine. There's no S3 on this. There's a S. Yeah. Gucci. All right, hit a little bit of another resistance line here on NQ. Like to see that pulling back now again. That's another line that I had. So we can scalp from this line to this line next, and then you got 2 more lines up there. But we'll see. Don't think that's going to get up above more of those. I would be impressed if it does, but I think we need to pull back now again. Hey, let's get some fireworks here before we hit 11 a.m., right? Some fireworks, baby.
HITI, CPI, AAP, OKLO.
It's fireworks, baby.
AHR. ESNL. ESOA. ACHC.
No go. Like I said, this is what I'm talking about. See, like they're just I don't need to be in this drama until I see that 285 clearing, bro. Like there's been way too many wicks here. So somebody is like not happy at this 285. They're just like, we're not gonna let the bulls get this 285 right now. I mean, it's been like that for hours all day here this morning. So maybe in the afternoon might pop up, but for now, I don't think it's gonna happen before 11 a.m. at this point. I mean, that was a big rejection there, and I don't need my at least you see how exactly hit 285, 285 hit exactly to the T and then dropped. So never got that breakout. So this is sometimes, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't break, so what? Hopefully you were up in the green in pre-market. So I think that's about it. I just don't really see me here rambling on more. Oh, it's going to get to 285. You guys know 285. I don't want to repeat myself all over again. You guys know the drill. If 285 breaks later, do it. Set up an alarm. Like have it at 280 again. And then, maybe your computer makes a little noise, like a beep or whatever your brokerage alarm has. And it'll get you back on attention. And then you can start going from there. But other than that, it is relatively slow day. Actually, it's just been a little bit slower past this month has been a bit slower, and that's okay. There's going to be slower months, and it's just to be expected. But we'll look for another big day tomorrow because Wednesday again, we had a PPI right today, and then CPI tomorrow. Because usually you have CPI before the PPI, but okay. All right. Other than that, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless you all, and look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow morning.